On the morning of the 27th of July 2025, a day like any other in southern Germany, in the lush green land of Baden-Württemberg, the gently sloping mountains were covered with pine forests, and mist still lingered on the branches after the rain last night. The air was damp and cold, but pleasant. Occasionally, the first rays of sunlight filtered through the leaves, reflecting lightly on the shiny rails that had just been washed away by the rain. There, a passenger train numbered RE3227 was diligently passing through Zell, a small, peaceful town nestled on the edge of the Schwäbische Alb mountain range. Inside the train cars, some passengers were taking a nap, some were reading, others were quietly looking out the windows, watching the scenery pass by like in a painting. A quiet morning, all too familiar. No one suspected anything. No one was worried. But when the train entered a curve around the mountainside, at an altitude of more than 500 meters above sea level, the worst happened. A loud noise rang out, a violent vibration. The iron wheels slid off the rails. The whole train strained and made terrifying sounds before many of the train cars flipped over, flew off the rails, and crashed into the forest below. In less than 10 seconds, everything fell apart. The result, 3 dead, 36 injured. The whole of Germany was shocked, and the cause was given? Not terrorism, not a technical problem, but maybe just a heavy rain. The train that crashed was numbered RE3227, a train on the regional express line connecting small towns in the southern region of Germany. That morning, the train departed from Ulm station at 7:23 a.m., heading towards Friedrichshafen, a route that is considered beautiful but also fraught with risks, as it passes through many forested areas, deep gorges, and tracks close to the hillside. At around 8:15 a.m., as the train entered a curve around the mountain near the village of Zell, Biberach district, a sparsely populated area with rugged terrain, the incident began to occur. Just a few minutes before the train passed, a part of the mountainside collapsed. After days of continuous rain, the soil and rocks were soft, saturated with water, unable to bear their own weight. Dozens of tons of soil and rocks fell straight onto the rails. No warning system detected it in time. No staff knew in advance. The distance between the train and the landslide point was only a few hundred meters. The train driver tried to brake suddenly, but at a speed of more than 80 kilometers per hour, with a train weighing hundreds of tons, that was impossible. In that fateful moment, train RE3227 derailed. The middle cars, where the center of gravity was unstable, were thrown violently to one side. One car slid sideways, flipped over, and crashed into the trees on the edge of the cliff. The second car flipped over, flew off the rails, and only stopped when it hit a large rock. Inside the cars, everything was shattered. Sleeping passengers, not yet aware of what had happened, were thrown from their seats. A couple reading a book had their heads smashed into the glass door. An old woman who was getting up to get her luggage fell onto the aisle, unconscious. A survivor recounted in tears. "I just heard a loud bang, then screams, people calling to each other. It was like a disaster movie, but I was in the middle of it." The scene after the accident was a chaotic one. Luggage was scattered everywhere. Glass was broken, blood was smeared on the floor. The injured cried for help in desperation. Some were trapped between two completely deformed train cars. At the scene, a section of the railway track was completely buried under a pile of rubble, nearly 20 meters long. The first rescue team only arrived about 25 minutes later, due to the rugged terrain and lack of direct road access. The terrible accident took the lives of 3 people. The first was the train driver, Mr. Jürgen M., 52 years old, a man with more than 20 years of experience working in the railway industry. He was described by his colleagues and family as a careful, dedicated, and responsible person. In the last moments, he tried his best to control the train, minimizing damage to passengers. The second person was Lucas S., only 23 years old, in his second week of training as a train driver. With eyes full of enthusiasm and a thirst for learning, Lucas is the image of young people who always want to contribute, but fate did not give him another chance to continue his dream. The last person to die was 70-year-old Helga W., an elderly passenger from the city of Ulm. She had survived a serious car accident in 1998, a story of survival that many in her family still tell as a miracle. But this time, she was not so lucky to overcome the tragedy. In addition, the accident also injured about 36 people, of whom 6 are in critical condition and had to be hospitalized in emergency. Hospitals in the area were immediately put on a level 1 emergency, mobilizing maximum human resources and medical equipment. Transferred to the hospital by emergency helicopter to ensure the fastest medical intervention time. Doctors, nurses, and rescuers worked tirelessly under difficult conditions due to the rugged terrain and chaos at the scene. The preliminary cause of the accident was announced by the German investigation agency as a serious landslide that occurred after a prolonged period of heavy rain. In the 3 consecutive days before the accident, the area around the village of Zell had suffered 3 times the average rainfall for July. The soil and rocks on the mountainside became saturated with water, losing their cohesion, creating favorable conditions for landslides. About 5 minutes before the RE3-227 train reached the accident site, a mass of soil and rocks weighing tens of tons collapsed onto the tracks. Unfortunately, there was no warning from the monitoring system or the staff on duty. The train failed to react in time, leading to serious consequences. This raises many big questions for experts and people. Why is there no automatic landslide warning system in this area? Why did the control center not send a signal to stop the train immediately when detecting the risk? Experts say this could be a serious flaw in the current railway monitoring and safety system, a system that is considered very advanced and the safest in Europe. Some analysts warn that climate change has made extreme weather events, such as heavy rains and landslides, more common. Therefore, warning and prevention systems need to be upgraded, integrating seismic sensor technology, surveillance cameras, and artificial intelligence to detect risks early and protect important transport networks, such as railways. The RE3227 accident is a wake-up call for the German railway industry and other European countries. Rail safety is not only a technical issue, but also a vital issue of forecasting and warning of natural disasters in the era of climate change. Immediately after the accident, the German Ministry of Transport quickly established a special investigation committee with the task of clarifying the cause, assessing responsibility, and proposing remedial measures. In parallel, a comprehensive review was conducted nationwide, focusing in particular on railway lines passing through mountainous terrain and areas with a high risk of landslides. This is an urgent action to prevent a similar disaster from happening again. In a subsequent press conference, the transport minister issued an urgent directive. We will install seismic sensors and landslide warning systems at 72 high-risk locations across the country. This is the first step in a strategy to upgrade the rail network to adapt to the challenges of climate change. The German rail industry, known for its safety and reliability, is now facing a big question. Are current technology and management systems capable of coping with increasingly extreme weather events? Industry experts warn that climate change is not just an environmental issue, but has become a direct factor affecting traffic safety and infrastructure. Technological adaptation and innovation will determine whether Germany can maintain its leading position in the field of safe rail transport. The accident in Zell is not just an individual tragedy, but also a wake-up call for an entire transport system that needs to change and upgrade. To protect the safety of millions of people on every train every day, 3 lives have passed away, but the pain they left behind is not only the pain of family and friends, but the pain of an entire country, an entire Europe. Those losses make Germany have to look back at itself, look back at the fragility of life, of a transport system that once seemed solid and safe, and above all, the need for an early warning system that cannot be delayed, not only for railways, but for the entire modern transport network. The transport industry cannot stand still in false security. Every accident, whether caused by natural disasters or human error, must be a valuable lesson to prevent similar disasters in the future. And with climate change becoming more severe, that challenge is more urgent than ever. The RE3227 accident, is it the turning point for the European rail system to enter a new era? An era of advanced monitoring technology, artificial intelligence, and terrain sensors, where every movement of rock, every small change in the environment is detected and responded to immediately? Or will it all be quickly forgotten in the whirl of new news until the next accident happens? We can only hope that this pain will not be in vain. Because behind every train, every journey are lives, stories, and dreams waiting to continue.